Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Becca, and today Bookopoly is picking my reading rush TBR. So first off, if you are unfamiliar with Bookopoly at all, I will link the entire Bookopoly playlist in my description box, and up here I will pop a link to January's Bookopoly TBR, which has an entire tour of the board and all of the rules so you know what's going on. But for those of you who are quite familiar with my channel, you may wonder how we got here, and to be honest, I'm wondering exactly the same thing. So first off, I wasn't actually going to participate in the reading rush this year. I thought, you know what, this year I'm not doing it. I don't want to. It's okay, I can miss it. Then I changed my mind because I do really like the process of daily vlogging for the reading rush, and I like that it's something that everybody does. So I was like, you know what, let's just do it. I'm nothing if not consistent, and this will be the third year in a row that I'm daily vlogging. So the main reason that I didn't want to participate in the reading rush is that I do not like the prompts at all. I think that they're really uninspiring, but I made a TBR anyway. I wasn't happy with it, but I thought, you know what, it's okay, it's just 1 week. And then this morning I woke up and I was like, Becca, if you don't like the prompts, just make your own. And here we are. So essentially now what I'm doing for the reading rush is I'm going to be daily vlogging, and I'm going for 7 books in 7 days. Now my daily vlogs are now going to get a little bit mixed up, so the first vlog will be on Tuesday and it will be the first 2 days, and then I think I may also combine the last 2 days into one vlog as well. But there's going to be a vlog almost every day, there'll be a video almost every day, and I'm gonna try and read 7 books in 7 days. So because this is a very impromptu TBR, I do not want it to take too long, so the synopses that I'm going to be giving you for these books are going to be significantly reduced than the ones that I normally give you. And without further ado, let us get into our first roll. Okay, so for this round we will be starting on go. First roll, 9. A young adult fantasy. So first up, the prompt we have is young adult fantasy, and for that I'm going to be reading Witchy by Ariel Slammer-Rees. This is the first book in a comic book series that takes place in a witch kingdom where the length of your hair denotes how strong you are going to be. If you are considered strong, you are recruited into the witch guard, but if you are considered too strong, you are hunted down and killed. I received this in the May Owlcrate. It's a comic, so I'm sure I'm going to fly through it, and this would actually double up for one of the reading rush prompts, which would be to read a book with a cover the same colour as my birthstone, as my birthstone is emerald and this cover is green. Roll number 2, 5. A thriller. Roll number 2 was a thriller, and for that one I will be reading Good Me Bad Me by Ali Land. This is actually on my normal July Bookopoly TBR and I still need to read it, so this is perfect. I have already started this. I am 44 pages into it, but I still have 300 pages to read, so it's still a significant amount to read during the reading rush week. And this is the story of a young girl whose mother is a serial killer, and she actually reported her mother to the police, and because of that she now has a new identity. She's going to a new school and she has a foster family. However, her mother's trial is now approaching and thoughts of her mother have started to haunt her. Roll number 3, 5. A science fiction. Roll number 3 was sci-fi, which is also perfect because another book that's on my standard July Bookopoly TBR is Vicious by V. Schwab, and I'm actually buddy reading this with Jade from JD Ray Reads over the week of the reading rush anyway, so I'm glad I actually managed to pull this into a TBR. So this is the first book in an adult sci-fi duology that follows 2 guys called Victor and Eli who used to be friends. Victor and Eli have been searching for a way to make extraordinaries, which from what I can gather are kind of like superheroes, and they have discovered that the way to do this is to have a near-death experience, so they proceed to kill each other and themselves in pursuit of these powers. Now this story actually takes place after one of them, I think maybe Victor, has been in prison, and things are very different than they used to be as they are now mortal enemies. Roll number 4, 5. Which is smut. So roll number 4, we landed on smut, which I'm very happy about because the one thing about smut is I can read it extremely quickly, although I have picked a little bit of a fantasy smut, and that is A Strange Hymn by Thalassa. This is the sequel to The Bargainer, which is a book that I read not too long ago and absolutely adored. So this series follows a siren called Callie who has a string of beads that go all the way up her arm, and every single bead represents a debt that she owes to the bargainer. She has over 300 of these in total, which is more than anybody has ever had, and this series really starts to kick off when the bargainer, who is also a Fae King, turns up to start collecting those debts. Both A Strange Hymn and Vicious can also double up for the actual reading rush prompt to read a book from a genre that you would like to read more from. Roll number 5, 7. a contemporary or a romance. So role number 5 was a contemporary or a romance, and for that I'm going to be reading my art copy of When Life Gives You Mangoes by Gaston. This is a middle grade story about a girl who lives in a small village and her best friend has started to grow distant from her. Everything starts to change a little bit when a girl visits from England, and I'm assuming that her and the main character do become close. And the main character, Clara, also has some missing memories from the previous summer that I'm assuming start to come to the surface. And this one will also double up for the reading rush prompt to read a book that is set on a different continent to you. 6, 3, another contemporary or romance. Role number 6 was once again to read a contemporary or a romance, and for this one I'm going with Dreaming Sun Volume 1 by Ichigo Takano. This is the first volume in a manga series which I believe is quite expansive. This one follows a girl whose mother has died and her father has remarried, and her father and his new wife are pretty much just focused on this new baby that they have and are ignoring the main character. So she gets fed up with this and she runs away, and I believe that she meets a man or a boy in a park and he gives her a place to stay providing that she fulfills 3 conditions. The first condition is that she has to tell him why she ran away, the second is that she has to find his missing house key, and the third is that she has to have a dream and fall in love. I have read the Orange series by Ichigo Takano and I really loved it, which is why I picked this one up, and I'm hoping I'm going to enjoy it. And then role number 7. 7. A graphic novel or a manga. And then our final role number 7, is to read a graphic novel or a manga, which, you know, kind of perfect. So for this one, I'm going to be going for Children of the Whales Volume 6 by Abby Umeda. This is the 6th volume in a young adult, it's like an older teen rated fantasy series that follows a 14-year-old boy called Chikuro who is the resident on something called the Mud Whale. Now this Mud Whale floats along on the sea of sand, and the residents of the Mud Whale have never seen anybody else aside from their own citizens. Everything changes when they go on a routine scouting mission to an island that they pass by, and they find a girl on there who turns out to be the first human that they have ever seen, and this blows open the entire world. So there we have it. Here are the 7 books that I'm aiming to complete in 7 days, and I have to admit this is a little bit of a formidable stack, and the tentative TBR that I had before I decided to bring Bookopoly into this did actually seem a lot easier to complete than this one. So wish me luck, guys. As I mentioned, I am going to be daily vlogging the entire thing, so get used to seeing my face because it's going to be around a lot this week, but I think that that just about covers everything that I need to in this video. So please, down in my comments, let me know whether you guys are participating in the reading rush, what you're going to be reading, what your most anticipated book for the reading rush is going to be, and aside from that, please don't forget to like this video if you liked it and subscribe if you want to. If you head into my description box, you'll find a link to my Goodreads, Instagram and Twitter if you'd like to follow me on any of those, as well as a link to my Bookish body butter and candle website, the Instagram for that, and 10% off discount code. But that's it from me today, guys. Bye!
Oh, you bite your friend like chocolate. You say you will go where nobody knows, with guns hidden under our petticoats. We're never gonna quit it, no, we're never gonna quit it, no.